Witness this. Hours of makeup, a fake nose, crazy contacts, and wasteland fasting. It was all in a day's work for Chris Hemsworth to transform into a Mad Max badass.
What do we have here?
Even though CGI is often cheaper and easier, a lot of films still rely on practical effects to transform an actor. Just ask Chris Hemsworth, who went from chiseled leading man to sun-ravaged, vulture-nosed apocalyptic warlord Dementus in George Miller's new prequel Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga.
Who's got the goods, the bollocks, the testes to ride with Dementus?
In a variety feature focused on his co-star Anya Taylor-Joy, Hemsworth admitted that he found the entire prosthetic and makeup process irksome, but it also helped make his performance even more furious. He said, "I spent about 4 hours in the makeup chair, so I was justifiably irritated by the end of it. That really helped my performance. There was a nice amount of pent-up rage simmering under the surface." Hemsworth makes a good point. In Furiosa, he plays somewhat against type as an evil warlord based on ancient Roman leaders. And no big surprise here, Hemsworth also hit the gym hard to get into warlord shape. Hemsworth's personal trainer Luke Zaki told Center that they had 2 months to prepare before Furiosa started shooting. Unlike the bulk of Thor, Hemsworth focused on leaning down with functional movement exercises and intermittent fasting to match the character. After all, there aren't exactly high-protein shakes laying around in the wasteland. Once filming began, they continued working out 3 or 4 days a week to maintain the slimmed-down post-apocalyptic bod. Between the hours in the makeup chair, a new nose, yes, that nose is a prosthetic, and months of workouts, it's safe to say that Dementus is unlike any character we've seen Hemsworth play. So how does he feel about stepping away from superheroes and into the role of a true villain? Pretty great, as it turns out.
I'm going to say the villain is incredibly refreshing. You know, there's not the same sort of expectations and rules that need to be applied. You're allowed to be a little more boundless and free.
As most fans know, after he originated the role of Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2011, he played the character in 8 subsequent movies. By the time he filmed 2022's Thor: Love and Thunder, he just wasn't feeling it anymore. In an interview with the Times UK, he said, "It all started to feel familiar. I'd done film upon film that fell into a similar space and I wasn't stretching myself. If you play a character again and again, you owe it to the audience to bring something new and make it fresh for yourself, too." The actor did note that he and director Taika Waititi tried something new and exciting with Thor Ragnarok, but that they took it a little too far in Thor: Love and Thunder. He told Vanity Fair, "I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness, and I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing." Fortunately, taking the role of the manic, no-holds-barred warlord Dementus was just the kick he needed to climb out of that artistic slump. He said, "I'd run out of things to say creatively, and Furiosa reinvigorated the artistic energy that was dormant. It's a departure."
You have it in you to make it epic.
Whatever kind of character he's playing, it's nice to see Chris Hemsworth back in front of the camera again. In 2022, Hemsworth announced that he would be taking a breather from acting after learning in his Disney Plus original series Limitless that he's predisposed to a gene that makes one more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. As he notes in his interview with The Times, it's already affected members of his family, including his grandfather and his father, who he says is showing early signs of the illness. Understandably, Hemsworth stepped away for a while to spend time with his wife and their 3 children. Since returning to acting, Hemsworth has had a characteristically good attitude about the entire situation, and it sounds like this time he did stick the landing. After debuting at Cannes on May 15th, Furiosa was met with a nearly 8-minute standing ovation from the audience, according to Deadline, and early critical reviews are already raving about it. It hits domestic theaters May 24th.